Hello, everyone. I'm super thrilled today on the new episode. I have with me Mrs. Ramona Narang with me, who is a life coach, a luxury fashion designer, and a wellness advocate. I'm super thrilled to do this episode with her, to know a little bit insights on her journey, which has been truly remarkable. So, welcome, Ramona, to this episode, and I'm truly excited to have you with me. And I'm going to, to begin with, Ramona, I want to know a little bit on the insights of your early life. What made you get into fashion designing? Were you always inclined towards fashion? What little brief on that, so over to you.
So fashion designing came to me, yes, naturally. It's like I love fashion. I'm a thorough Libran.
Okay.
So when my kids were born, I think it was it was just something that came to me because I was in Singapore and I had twins. I was so overweight that I couldn't find anything to fit me.
Okay.
And everything that I found from Mother Care or Marks and Sparks or anything was just not appealing. So I started creating my own line. And when I created my own line, I went to a wedding and everybody loved what I was wearing. They were like, please make it for us.
Okay.
So I think that's how it started.
Okay.
And then I came to India and Tina Tagliani and Tarun, they're very dear friends of mine.
Okay.
So they said to me, we're going to make a line for the store. So I started the line for the store and it was a sellout on the first day.
Oh, wow.
So that's how my journey started. And I've been very grateful that I have some very, very loyal clients,
Okay.
and it's done extremely well. So,
Okay.
in fact, I'm redoing it now after 8 years.
Okay.
I took a sabbatical for about 8 years because I wasn't really living in India,
Right.
and now I've started again.
Okay. But to start with, if you start any kind of business, there are a lot of obstacles, there are lot of challenges, it's not always easy, to start probably, to start anything, So how do you overcome your challenges? What keeps you going and, how do you face, on a day-to-day basis to overcome those obstacles?
I think mostly the obstacles are from your workers, not from your clients,
Okay.
because going to school in Switzerland, coming back home, I don't think I was cut out to work with like manual labor who was uneducated. And that was my biggest obstacle because I just felt like, oh my God, it's like over here we're so in routine and we know what to do and we keep our dates. Over here, oh, आज मेरा तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, आज ये हो गया, आज वो
Yeah.
हो गया. So those are the biggest obstacles.
Okay.
But besides that, I think if you can just give them motivation and you keep a little buffer
Yeah.
for yourself with your client, you kind of overcome that.
Right.
Besides that, I think being humble and being grateful is key, so you kind of everything just comes your way.
Okay.
I've never really done PR or I've never really gone out of my way. I think what you are, you attract, and God's been very kind.
Okay. Uh, Also, I want to know, I think in our life, there's four spheres to everyone's life. One is the social life, the work life, the family life, and the personal life. So, how do you balance all these four spheres in your life?
It's very tough. It's very, very tough. I have some very, very good friends, and I want to be there for my friends. I want to support them in everything they've done,
Right.
and also they support me in whatever I do. My kids, thank God, they're blessed, they're beautiful. I don't really have to say much to them. They kind of have their own responsibilities and do their stuff. I've never really told my kids study or don't study
Okay.
or get out. They're very responsible. So that's really helped me. And family is always, around. So everything I feel in my life, everything's become quite fluid. It
Okay.
just pans out.
Okay.
It's never been an effort.
But you know what? As a parent, like even I'm a father for two daughters. I've got two young daughters, and I want to
Right.
know, so. today's time, especially the generation of today, how do you cope up with their ideologies? It's moving so fast, and how do you keep up with them and stay updated and stay connected?
I just listen to everything they have to say. I'm
Okay.
just like, really? I don't question it. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
You know, it's like my kids, they were in Dubai for a month alone
Okay.
and they were booked every week and they said, Mama, please, Mama, please. But I remember when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and at this point, it's their friends, they're everything. And it's not that they love you less or love you more.
Right.
And sometimes it's nice to give them that independence so they grow.
Right.
And if they fall, they make their mistakes. And hopefully they learn from their mistakes. They don't become blunders.
Hmm.
So I think to have an open mind and actually listen to your family and to your kids is very important today. It's not like yesteryears
Yeah.
that you were scared of your parents.
Right.
Today, I feel as long as you are close to your family and you can be honest with them and tell them, Mom, I want to stay 5 more days,
Yeah.
I'm okay about it.
Right.
I'm okay as long as I know what they're doing.
Right. Also, I want to know, how did you shift on being a life coach? What made you get into that kind of a space?
Oh, okay, that's been a long journey. I just feel I was around, I got married very young. I got married when I was 18
Okay.
and just got back from Switzerland. And I'm born into a very conservative business family. And being the only girl,
Okay.
my father was very conservative. So he wanted me to settle down. So I did as he said. But I think I settled down into a very toxic family.
Okay.
8 years in that toxic family, I think it just programmed me to be a certain way, and I didn't know better. And in those days, you can't talk to your parents. You couldn't be like, Mom, this is what's going on, and you didn't want to disappoint your family.
Right.
So things just happened so fluidly, and then I found even after I left him, I was getting into the same toxic relationships. And I was wondering what's wrong with me. And your mom would be like, oh, meet a pundit, or do this, or do
Yeah.
that, or do this prayer. And which I'm not saying is wrong, but what I also did find that it was me. It was me attracting that energy.
Right.
So I started working on myself and trying to figure out what was I doing wrong. And then when the life coaching came around, I started seeing the red flags.
Okay.
Because my friends would say, Ramona, this is wrong. But for me, it was familiar because of my first relationship. So if someone, said something which was not nice, I'd work harder
Mm.
and I'd be a people pleaser
Right.
because I didn't really understand my own self respect at that point. While on the outside, everyone looked at me as, hey, this girl's got it all. But my relationships were so difficult. So when I started learning more about standing up for myself, I kind of got rid of all the toxic behavior patterns. And I feel so many of us go through that without even realizing it.
True. Yeah.
And people see it on the outside, but when you're in it, you don't see it.
Right.
So this is my way of giving back. And I actually do feel today is the first day I'm actually living, like in the sense I notice things. And if I don't like something, I don't want to do it. I want to love myself first.
Right.
And when you're in a toxic relationship, they kind of program you in a certain way that you do not believe in yourself. They
True.
break you to certain levels that you're so confused all the time and you feel that you can't live without them.
Right.
And they make you they it's terrible. It's really terrible. You wouldn't even treat your animal the way they treat a human being.
Okay.
Like if it's your birthday and you're like, oh, what about my birthday present? Oh, you
Mhm.
don't deserve it.
Right.
Or they make you so small that you actually feel you're worth nothing.
Right.
So I think that's what made me grow. And the minute I started realizing these things, you kind of just walk away, and now you can feel the energy.
Mhm.
You see the red flag and you're like, dude, I don't want anything to do with you. Stay away from me.
Right.
And a lot of that happens today
Mhm.
without us realizing it.
Yeah.
With friends, with partners, husband and wife. That's why today you see so many divorces,
Yes,
you
true.
know,
Yeah.
because now people are realizing that, hey, you can't take me for granted.
Yeah.
Either you respect me or there's a door.
True. And in today's time, I think even the times have changed. It's not like what it was. Everyone is so independent, and they are doing well from this for themselves. So, no, I don't think anyone can be treated like any way. You need to be
Yeah.
respectful. You need to be, really,
I'm in a relationship that you can't even imagine. The guy said to me, you're doing your bills
yeah,
of your allowances of the month and stuff like
right,
that.
right,
And he was like, oh, $18 for your shampoo.
right,
Please take it out of your own allowance. You
right,
cannot put it in the house allowance
right.
for a shampoo. Now, who speaks like this?
It's like that.
And
True.
he thought it was okay.
Okay.
And that was one red flag. Then
Right,
every time there was like red flags coming, oh, if your children are coming, you pay for your kids.
right.
You're living together in a home.
Yeah,
You know, it was, oh, if you need a credit card, ask your mother for one.
right,
So suddenly you're thinking, I'm living in your home, under
right.
your roof.
Yeah,
And if you can't even take care of me, why am I here?
exactly. True.
Oh, my daughter's coming, please leave the house.
Yeah,
You can't be in this house for 10 days because my daughter's here and, I don't want you in the house.
right.
Now imagine a girl like me, coming from a family like me. I got so confused in that whole rat race
Yeah,
that I lost perspective of right and wrong. And I let someone treat me that way. And that's why when I became a life coach, I want people to know that that's not right.
yeah,
You're not a dog. If you can't respect me, don't have me.
right.
So these are little things that would happen. And
Mhm.
that's when I realized that I will never let anyone treat anyone like that. So
Okay.
that was my whole thing to be a life coach.
Okay. Also, you're a wellness advocate. I think in today's time, people pay a lot of attention to fitness, how fitness is really important, especially what Corona has taught us. But how
Right,
important is also mental fitness? People just talk about the physical fitness, but the
right.
psychological wellness, there are days when you don't want to do a yoga session, you don't want to, you feel like lazy, you don't want to get out of the bed, you want to have those cheat meals. But how important is to live a proper disciplined life, especially
Very important.
for the youth of our country, who are the future. What do you like to say on that?
So, firstly, I think mental health is the best thing you could ever do for yourself. That's why the life coaching came in. The fitness is so important because with fitness, you feel physically healthy that you can do anything.
Right.
It's like today at 54, I feel I could conquer the world.
Okay.
Also with my life coaching under my belt today, I can see the right from wrong. And
Right.
I hope to God a 20-year-old never has to go through what I went through to get where I am. Um, and you have to believe in yourself. The first is that you want to do it for yourself.
Right.
You want to be the best version of yourself every day.
Yes.
And what's most important is when you don't want to do it, you do it. So there are days I wake up and I'm like, oh, I have to go to the gym. But you know what?
Right.
I push myself. Those 5 minutes,
Right.
which break or make. So you push yourself and you say, you know what? I'm just going. And you go and you have the best session ever. And you're like, oh my God, thank God I did it.
Right.
So I think it's all about discipline. And discipline comes from the mind. You have to have a strong mind.
Right. Like, I totally agree with you. I had type 2 diabetes, which I reversed, and it was a strong willpower which took me, to change my entire lifestyle to get into where I am today. And I'm being able to speak to
Yes.
you, because there was a very low phase in my life also for many years, which, but I
Yes.
challenged myself, and you just need to give that motivation, the self-motivation, I think is very important in terms of,
Yes.
and yeah, it's just not about looking good. It's just like feeling good from inside. That's also
Yes.
very important that you need to feel good from inside.
Yes.
So,
I also do believe that, you know what? you always have to have your glass half full,
Right.
not half empty. Like with everything I've gone through in life, I can sit there and mope and say, hey, look at my life, look at this, look at that. But instead, I'm like, hey, you know what? What did I learn? What
Right.
did I learn from this? The universe sent this to me. I had to learn. It's a learning curve. And now I moved ahead and I love where I am.
Yeah.
It's just your growth happens from mistakes,
Right.
but you have to grow.
True.
Those mistakes are meant to teach you.
Yeah.
So every mistake, it's like a child doesn't start running the first day.
Exactly.
They fall, they stand, they fall, they stand. So those are the places that you say, okay, I'm growing. So never look at a failure as really a failure. That's just a learning curve.
Yeah,
So as long as your mindset is on that, you can achieve anything in life.
yeah, that's what I tell my daughters also. Sometimes they get scared in participating, whether it be a debate in school or whether it be a sports day. I said, you should go and participate. Don't worry about the result. The fact that you're
Exactly.
participating itself is a victory. So I would be more happy,
Exactly.
just participating. So,
Right.
truly said, Ramona. Ramona, I want to also know a message. A lot of people, the youth of our country, probably they want to get into fashion designing. They want to,
Right.
if in their careers, they come to a point where they're confused, what options or what careers they should choose. So, what are the kind of attributes, especially in the fashion designing field which you're in, you would like to tell them, how can one pursue the trade you're in?
So firstly, you have to be mega talented. Okay, marketing is huge. Secondly, with fashion design, it's Tarun Talyani once said to me.
Right,
Okay, he said, Ramona, eat with the masses, um, dress the classes, dress the if you dress the masses, you eat with the classes. Especially in India, you have the masses are huge.
yeah,
So if you can get to the masses, there's a lot of money. But there's a lot of detailing and there are a lot of people around you. So it's a very difficult business. It's not an easy business. It looks glamorous, but it's definitely not. It's a lot behind the scenes. And like for me, what I find, I love what I do, but the money is not there unless you tie up with someone
right,
because the overheads, the investments, it's a lot. It's a lot. You have to have good planning and you really need to do your marketing.
right. Truly well said. I think also with that, would like to also add that passion and the fire should be inside you. I think
The
everyone.
passion and fire has to be
Yeah,
inside.
yeah,
Yes.
that has to like keep burning for you to, I think where you are today, which is truly
Yes.
incredible for someone to,
Yes.
reach your level as well. Okay, so now it comes to a fun rapid fire session, just to know you more personally, Ramona. This is a fun
Sure.
section with like quick questions. And what are some of your likes? So basically, I would ask you that. So, what is your favorite holiday destination where you can probably go 7 days a week without blinking an eyelid? Just to
Uh,
understand.
I think London,
Okay. Your favorite cuisine.
Chinese.
Okay. What is that one thing which you think you really cook well? If especially, so what would that be?
Toast. Toast.
Toast. Okay. Okay. Your favorite genre of music when you're probably having the most stressful day to just,
House.
which one? Sorry?
House.
House. Okay. Your favorite uh, international probably can be Hollywood, it can be Bollywood. The current favorite actor or actress, according to you, is really overrated.
Brad Pitt.
Okay. Your current favorite read.
My current favorite,
Read.
read. Oh, I still love Many Lives, Many Masters.
Okay. One of the favorite documentaries or series which you like watching.
I do watch a lot on God. So
Okay.
the Hare Krishna ones.
Right. Okay. And what is the one motto which you stand by?
Live and let live
Okay.
and ride the wave till you hit the beach.
Okay. And my final rapid fire question would be, according to you, the difference between the millennials and the Gen Zs of today?
A lot.
You can state about two or three differences according to you, which you think.
The language. They speak a different language. I don't understand what they say. They're
Right,
just saying something, and I'm like, what?
right. Especially the sign languages and the kind of emojis and things like that. It doesn't work on my
I don't
end.
get it. My kids speak it, and I'm like, what is that?
Right.
And I have no clue what they're saying. I'm like, do you speak in English?
But I think to add to that, I think we were more patient than them in today's time. I think we had to listen to our folks, back in the day. And today, I think we are like friends with our children,
Yes.
so, I think that equation has changed and, it's given them
They
the
go
liberty.
yo and bro and all of that, like bro no and na na. And I'm like, what is that?
Right.
And
So,
then they have all these funny, I don't know what they have, but they have some OKK and something something.
right. And even the
I
technology, we didn't have the kind of technology and social
Yeah,
media back then. I think
no,
everything is now AI generated, and as the thing goes forward, it's going to keep changing. So, but yeah, I think they are more risk takers. What would we would be back in the day.
yeah. Like even Bitcoin, I don't understand it.
Right,
Like virtual paintings. Like a friend of mine, he bought a painting for like 2 million.
right.
Okay. And I'm like, where is it? And he sends me a video of it. I don't get it. I'm like, you bought a painting on a video? And then a friend of mine is Bitcoin, and I don't understand these things. No. I want to see the painting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I don't get
so that comes to the end of the rapid fire round and the episode. Thank you, Ramona. It was lovely chatting
Thank you
with
so much
you.
for having
And it
me.
was fun chatting with you and knowing insights on your journey, and people watching us would be so inspired by you. And I want to wish you also all the best for all your future endeavors. Hope you keep shining, keep smiling,
Thank
and
you.
hope to see you whenever I'm in the Bay. So,
Amazing.
great.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
see you on the other side
All the
soon.
best.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Bye.